Hello, everybody. Want to welcome you to the African Beat.
and Caribbean Heat podcast.
It's your boy, Obadolas, aka Dollar.
And I am Queen Tia. Welcome back to our podcast.
Yes, so we have so many episodes in our podcast. We're at episode 117.
Can you
It's a
believe
lot.
it?
Wow.
That's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot of talking.
Yeah, a lot of talk, a lot of content, and a lot of creativity.
yeah. It's
Yeah. Cheers to that.
yes. Cheers to that.
Yep.
Absolutely. So how you feeling about the podcast so far? I mean, this is like episode 17.
Yeah.
We've talked about a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Like, what are you thinking about the podcast right now?
So far, we're doing good. We are giving people mind stimulation, food thoughts, and we letting people know our ideas and thoughts. And
Yeah.
people are watching and people are liking it.
Yeah.
And it's good. At least we're impacting with our words to the society for those that understand
Yeah.
and has intellectuality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah, like I said before when we first started the podcast, I mean, this is stuff that we do like on a normal, just about like what's happening in our world and around us, and just having conversations about like where we're going as a society. And there's a lot of things that you and I differ, that we think opposite, for different things. But I appreciate the conversation because for me personally, I learn. I don't know everything. I just know what I've experienced, what I've seen with my own eyes. But there's also different perspectives. So I appreciate, being able to, talk with you about stuff. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes,
Sometimes you
sometimes,
want to punch.
yeah, sometimes I want to scratch your eyes out, but that's not going to fix the problem. But yeah, sometimes, I mean, it's hard to have those kind of conversations, especially if you feel strongly about something. But still being able to hear somebody's perspective and learn from it, and that's kind of, my goal in life is to continuously be learning. If I'm not learning anymore, then my time here is done.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So yeah, man, we're episode 117. We've been doing this stuff for, well, I think going on like 4 months now.
Almost 4 months.
Yeah, and like we're building some momentum. I know you shared with me that you've got some comments from some of our viewers. So like, what are they saying about the podcast?
People are like exploring ideas and they like the more of the advices, and some people like see different in our eyes.
Okay.
And like what their situation is, and some people say, yeah, kudos, keep doing it.
Okay. So some good stuff.
Yeah. What about you? You have any like people on your
Well, I
end?
mean, so I share, some of the content on my platforms, and I'm slowly building my followership.
Yeah.
So, from those that have viewed it, they've reached out and said that, the content is hilarious. They can tell by my lovely facial expressions how much I agree and disagree with some of the things you say. But they just encourage, to keep moving forward. Like doing this stuff is hard, right?
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not. And like thinking about like different things to talk about, the number one is pertinent, right, to what's happening in our world, both here in the United States and those who are abroad. But then make it the content in a way that people can digest it, So we're sharing the short clips, so you kind of get like a sneak peek into the conversation. You watch the parts on YouTube and just try to gain some perspective and learn from us, as we're learning as well. But I'm just looking forward to where this is going to continue to go. And I'd love to hear from the viewers of like there's certain topics that they would like for us to cover. What's important to you, what are things that you have questions about, you need clarifications on, or advice. And we can explore those topics. We can talk through pretty much almost anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think and your ideas and comments, and we gladly appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how we grow, and that's how we talk and communicate as a society, and as a word, what I mean, so that we learn every day and we impact positively on ourselves for a better future and a better life.
Yeah. So this episode, we're going to talk about something that could potentially be a little controversial. We'll see how it goes, right? There's this notion about people bringing things to a relationship. Yeah. And they often use the phrase or the question, like, what do you bring to the table? So I wanted to spend some time today talking about, what do a man or a woman bring to a relationship table? Yeah. So when you hear that question or you hear someone talking about what they bring to the table, like what are some of the things that come to mind for you?
What comes to my mind is what do you add to the other person's table,
okay,
to make it a complete table or a livable table. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So everybody has what they bring in to make it a complete table, so that everybody can enjoy the table and have a productive table outlook.
Productive table.
Yeah. So what do you think about that?
Whenever I hear that question, to be honest, I feel it's a trap. It's especially in today's dating, like modern dating, a lot of men ask women that question to like catch them tripping or slipping. Like when I think of what do you bring to the table, it's like it's a job interview and you're having to express or explain why you are the best qualified to sit at the table, right? So essentially, I think that question is just trying to figure out like what is unique about you. Yeah. Like what characteristics do you have as a person, and how me deciding to join myself to you, how is that going to benefit me, and how is that going to move the relationship forward? Yeah. But I think initially for a lot of men right now in modern dating, I feel like a lot of them ask that question to like trip the lady up.
Not really. Why I say not really is because everybody dates or marries somebody for a reason. Okay. Because women have millions of guys saying hi to her every day.
Millions of guys?
Yes, saying hi to her every day.
Okay.
Don't know how beautiful she is.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Guys have trillions of women around that he can talk to. You know what I mean? So every guy has what he wants in a lady.
Okay.
To add to his value or to what he has. Every lady has what she wants in a guy to add to her value. So everybody is together for a reason. And sometimes we don't share the reason because it doesn't sound nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we hide it and we say something that cover love. But it's not really love. It's a reason why she's with him, and there's a reason why he's with her, right?
Yeah.
So I always say relationship is like an interview, right? You go for an interview and they ask you, what do you plan to achieve in the company in 5 years? You speak all the lies you can on the truth you can just to make it sound nice.
Not the lies.
Some people will say, yeah, some
yeah,
people,
you're right.
you
Some
know,
people are not truthful.
You just gotta sound nice just to get the job because you want the job, right? And
but
then
you have to actually perform.
Yeah, I mean they know, but looking at the way you speak and your past, they know that like at least you can perform the job. They just want to know your intellectuality of what can you do for us in the next 5 years if we give you this job, right? Yeah. And what uh do you think that you can add to this company? So all this because they have so many people that interviewing. Yeah. And they gotta choose somebody that falls into what they want because they already have a table. Yeah. The table might be half. So you coming in. So they want to know if you have the other piece of the table that will make it a complete table, right? So everybody is with somebody for a reason, right? And sometimes we don't tell each other the truth. Because a girl might be with a guy for money. She's not gonna tell me with you because of your money.
Sure.
That won't sound good. But she's gonna say I'm with you because I love you. But inside her, I'm there for you. I'm there for the money. The guy might tell her, I'm there because you cook. Or I'm there because you got a nice body. You're not gonna tell a girl that. Why I tell her I'm with you because I love you, you're beautiful, and I believe you're gonna make a good wife. You know what I mean? So we all have reason why we date this guy, because there's so many girls, there's so many guys. For you to choose one person and be with that one person,
yeah,
there must be something that she has that no other girl, no other guy can offer.
yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about that, though, from my perspective, is a lot of times people don't spend that time figuring out what makes that person special, right? Sometimes there's this big emphasis or this big push to want to escalate things to a physical level to, like, get that. And then you're not spending any time really getting to know the person, the qualities, the things you like, the things you don't like. And to your point, people can't be honest about what it is they're really looking for. Because a lot of times, right, and you can, you can give me some perspective on this too. If women were, and I know last time I said to women, if someone were to ask you like what they're looking for, like, don't tell them, because they're going to give you and do all the things to make it seem like they want to give you what you want just to get the treasure box. But thinking about, when you get to the point where you're really ready to share with someone what it is you're looking for in a boyfriend, husband, whatever the case may be, and you tell them, that could potentially scare the person away. You know what I mean? So, like, if I'm honest and I said, I want someone who's a provider, I want someone who's a protector, I want someone who is going to cover 100% of the household expenses. Like, if these are the things that you desire, right? Like, why can't you not communicate that to them, as far as, this is what I want, this is what I desire, and it does. And if it, I guess, if it runs them away, then that's not your person. But the thing is, like, we spend so much time hanging out, entertaining, um, a small percentage of who that person really is. And then, and then when it comes to, like, talking about the hard and difficult things, then that other person comes out and you're like, whoa, who is this? Yeah. So, like, I guess if you're honest with someone and you tell them what you're looking for, and, like, they start to draw back, or they um, ghost you, or say, what, this is not for me, it's going to suck, but at least you get them out the way.
Yeah, I mean, but that's good, but life doesn't work that way, because um
what do you mean life doesn't work that way?
Meaning, no, people are not transparent, like, actually in reality. And why I say that is because I always say, right, you never know the kind of wife you have or lady you have until she gets pregnant, or you marry, or you do.
I don't know what kind of people that you've met to where you
let
think
me finish.
everybody's a liar,
Let me
and
finish.
not honest. But
Let me
okay.
finish. You never know the wife you have until you marry her or you get her pregnant.
Okay.
People hide their innate characteristics. Yeah. And my uncle always says a woman is like a box that's closed. You don't know what's inside. The address is to you, but you don't know what's inside. But when you open it, that's when you realize that this is good or bad, and you got to make it work. And it's not easy because you're invested in it. So why I said it doesn't work in reality is because men's are not gonna tell everything they want.
Yes, they
Women
will.
are not gonna tell everything they
Yes,
want.
they will.
You know what I mean?
Yes, they will.
If people are doing it, why do people go into marriage and say, "I never knew he was like this. I never knew she was like this. I never knew he was like this."
I mean, there are some people,
and they don't last even a year,
yeah,
and they divorce, and then it ends.
there are some people that do that, but there are also people who
You're
are
you're
honest.
never gonna get 100%.
I know.
So
So
when I
I need
say
you to
stuff,
stop. Like, I need you
no,
to
no, no, no,
consider.
no. When I say stuff, right,
Yeah.
you're never gonna get 100%, right?
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that in a relationship, most times people don't tell all the truth. It could be small. It could be what you weigh.
Yeah. Why do you think that's the case, though? Like, why do you
Be-
think that people are not always honest?
Because sometimes when you meet somebody and you like that person,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, talking, and he said he likes this, he wants this,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't like to cook, right? But he's saying, I like a woman that cooks food, and that, and you already got the cookies, and you like
Yeah.
them a lot.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, yeah, I know how to cook. I cook for you. But inside you, you know that I don't like cooking. So now you got to do something you don't like, you don't want to do. You say you'll never do for anybody because you like that guy. You know what I mean? So you're lying to yourself and you're lying to him because you tell him you can cook and then he marries you and find out you can't even cook good. And then he's mad.
Why are men marrying women that they haven't seen with their own eyes that they can cook?
No, sometimes like sometimes when a guy comes to a girl place, she might already ordered I made food. You don't know if it's she made it or she ordered it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We don't care. We only care there's food.
Sure.
You know, you're gonna eat it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can make some basic stuff from the internet, right? But when you really marry her, that's when she has to cook every day.
She has to cook every day.
I mean, yeah, I mean, depending on how the relationship.
Wow.
So you might not cook every day, but where my culture, the woman cooks every day. She might not like cook the whole food. She might like cook a soup that will last for a week, but every day she gotta boil rice or something.
Okay.
Yes. So or water for tea or something. She gotta cook something.
She gotta prepare something.
Yeah, she gotta prepare something every day, no matter how small it is. It could be a salad. It could be water for tea. It could be water for Gary that you eat fufu. So she's cooking every day.
Okay. Well, okay. So, so I think to your point, when you talk about a lot of people are not honest when it comes to sharing with people what it is they're looking for. I feel like there's some times where people are just afraid to be honest because, like I said, they don't want to run that person away. Or that they know that the person that they're entertaining is not is not someone that is going to align with what they're looking for. And like once I say it out of my mouth that these are the things that I want and I know that you can't give me those things, or I know that you can't you're not willing to provide those things, that means I have to like walk away from the situation. But then for a lot of people it's tough because like their emotions are involved. They spent a substantial amount of time, so there's definitely a strong connection there. So like how do you walk away from that? Like do you deny yourself just to keep that person alongside you, or do you just gather up all your things, pack your bag and go and just go on down the road and hopefully meet someone else? But so I was watching this podcast. I love watching podcasts. Well, especially podcasts that talks about like things that are pretty important, at least for me. And there was this guy that was he was being interviewed, and he was talking about how he'd been engaged like 2 or 3 times and has not been married. Like he hasn't been able to like get to that finish line. But the last relationship he was in, he proposed to the young lady, and he's very well established and wealthy. So he has his own business. He makes like millions. So he's good. But he asked the young lady to marry him. She accepted his proposal. He drafted up a prenuptial agreement. Yes. All right. So she went to her mom and said, "Mom, he wants to give me a prenuptial agreement. What do you think I should do?" Her mom told her, "Don't sign it." Okay. Yeah. She told her daughter, "Don't sign the prenuptial agreement." She went back and told him. He was like, "Well, there's nothing else for us to talk about here because I'm not moving forward in a marriage until you sign it." So a prenuptial agreement, for those of you that may not be super familiar with it, is a legal document for individuals who are entering into a marriage. And it kind of talks about the terms and conditions of what's to happen in the event that the marriage ends. Like if it ends in divorce or dissolution, this document kind of spells out like next steps as far as if there's alimony, which means there's payments to the ex-spouse, if there's child support for the children, if there are children that were conceived during the marriage. Let's say the couple shared like assets, like accounts, property, vehicles, investments, whatever the case may be. That document kind of goes through and it spells out like how things will be divided, right? Mm-hmm. So he didn't actually give her a prenuptial agreement. Yeah. He just told her like it's coming. So she had the conversation with her mom, and her mom said, "Well, when he gives it to you, don't sign it." Mm-hmm. So he was like, "Well, there's nothing else for us to talk about here. Like the engagement's over. Like I'm not going to marry you without the prenuptial agreement." Mm-hmm. Right? So she didn't even know what was in the prenuptial agreement. She had no idea like what was going to be allocated to her in the event that the marriage ended. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts about, prenuptial agreements. Like, what do you think about prenuptial agreements? Do you think that they're a good idea? Do you think they're a bad idea? And depending on what your answer is, and tell me why.
Come to what you were saying. Mm-hmm. The reason why she didn't, and my thought that she didn't want to do it is because she's after the money.
Okay.
I suggest every man that has money and wealth should do a prenuptial agreement with a lady.
Okay.
Because prenup guarantees you that the wealth you have when she comes in, you're still gonna have it when she leaves. Because she's not coming in because of what you have.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So any lady you tell a prenup shouldn't be like hesitant on that. Because if you came because you love the guy, because you want to be with the guy, and he tells you do sign a prenup, you're like, where's the paper? Let me sign it quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because prenup is a really good thing for a guy to secure himself, because when you guys break up, it's gonna be chaos.
Okay.
And nobody, that they say a wise king doesn't pray for war, right? But he's ready for war. Uh-huh. You know what I mean? So a prenup is, you don't pray for you guys to divide, to separate, but you're ready. If that happens, everybody's gonna go their separate way in peace and live their life without hate and anger. So prenup is very important for people that have like $500,000 upwards.
Okay.
Or $300,000 upward. Now, for people like us that don't make nothing much, I don't agree in a man and woman having the same account. Like, you know how you married to your husband? I don't agree in husband and wife having the same account. I agree in both couples have separate accounts.
Okay.
And you guys can work out the financial capability of each other to make it work. That's one. Two, there was a football player, soccer player that signed, that put his money in his mom's name. It went viral, like super viral. All the men loved it.
I remember that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that shows you that guys are realizing that marriage, that when we divorce, we the guys lose. I'm even upset that they're bringing court marriage into my country. My country used to only have wedding and traditional marriage. Now they're bringing court marriage. And the thing about my people is we don't critically think about stuff. We don't even know what it is. All we know is the girl, I love her, wherever she wants me to go and sign, I sign. No, you're signing your life away. And by the time you realize that, when you guys separate and then she takes half of your stuff, you be crying, and I'll be eating my chips and drinking my juice, telling you got to be a man. You got to know what you're signing. You got to know what you're doing. So prenup is a really good thing, and a lot of guys are doing it now. It's becoming a trend where guys that have money do it, because at the end of the day, we live in an unfair society that when a man and woman separate, the woman gets most of the things that the guy has that she didn't work with him on.
Okay.
She didn't even like help him on that. Because when they say, oh, a successful man, there's a woman behind it, I said that's BS. What is she doing? She's doing her own stuff. He's making the money. If a guy is running $1 billion enterprise, you his wife, you're not running. You just, maybe you cooking, you supporting him, down low. That doesn't mean that you're the one that made him to make it. Okay. So whoever said that is BS. Same way they say happy wife, happy home. BS. Who's bringing all that stuff out, and why are we even accepting it? That don't make
so
no
women
sense.
Are not supposed to be happy.
No, it doesn't jeopardize the home.
So women are not supposed to be happy in their relationship.
If you want to sleep with another guy, and I said no, and that's gonna make you happy, I should let you do it, right?
That's an extreme circumstance.
No, that's what it means.
No, it doesn't.
Happy woman, happy home. What about the man being happy?
The men are happy.
How you know? How you know he's happy?
How do you know the woman's happy?
I'm giving an adjective. Happy. They say that happy woman, happy home, right?
But we know that doesn't happen.
I'm saying what adage they're saying.
Right, but
I'm letting you the adage.
I hear the adage.
They
but
have
like,
an adage. Happy home. I mean, happy woman, happy home. That's why I say it's BS. And I say BS also. A great man. There's a woman behind us that made him great. BS.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So I'm just raising my point on that, right? So back to what I was saying. So I advise every man that's a millionaire to do a prenup. Sit down with the girl and let her know what's up. That's bringing to the table. That's actually the table.
Okay.
Let her know that I have this and that. You have this and that. And if we divide, you're only living with this and that, and that's it. Let her sign. If she says no, let her go, because that's a gold digger. That's a gold digger. That's a girl coming for your money. Once the money is done, she's out. So men's be wise. And then for guys like me that don't have nothing, we're struggling and we're trying to survive. Don't ever have the same account with your wife. Have your own account. Let her have her own account. Now, some guys may say she has more money than me. She's a nurse, and you want that account in yours? Well, you the OG, bro.
Nah.
Thumbs up.
Nope.
But if you the same, making the same amount of money, or she has lower amount of money than you,
wait,
2 separate accounts.
Hold on, wait a minute. So you